everyone. I'm going to be doing another Escape the Dark Castle gameplay. I've tried this a few times and not quite gotten the quality I want, so I've got a few different things to try out. I've changed the sort of setup of how I've organised the camera and mics, and I've got a box for the dice now. Somebody different. There's the Taylor and the Miller are quite similar. Maybe let's go with the Abbot, who's got good wisdom, strength, and cunning. Or sorry, that's a might. Who else has got? He's got good might, so maybe not. Maybe the Taylor. Maybe this person here. The Miller has. Okay, so let's go with the Miller and the Abbots. The Abbot has 4 wisdom and 3 might, 1 cunning, and the Miller has 4 cunning, 3 might, and 1 wisdom. So let's put these guys down here. Okay, so first we need to pick our boss card. Just give these a click. space for item cards. Let's put all our dice over here, which I would put the Abbot, which is him, and the Miller. Okay, let's introduce the dice box. Okay, let's write down. My line was a bit wonky there, but that's fine. Okay, please forgive the crudeness of this box. It's just slightly muffles the sound of the dice, so it's a bit too heavy. Okay, let's begin. After years of incarceration in the depths of the dark castle, you finally break free of your cell. In a small stone room adjoining the cell block stands an old wooden chest. The lock is open. Draw an item card per player now. You hear footsteps approaching. You must not linger here. You make for the exit, slipping away and disappearing into the darkness. Turn the first chapter card now. Stale loaf of bread, restore, discard to restore 2 HP to your character. The replication stones. Whenever you roll a single, it counts as 2 singles of that tray. Wow, that's a really good item to have. We'll just keep it like that for now, I think. Let's see how we go. Okay, let's turn over the first chapter card. Here a man sits at a table, his face shrouded in shadow. As you edge past, he lurches forward and pulls you closer with Star, revealing his scarred face and rancid intentions. As a grip, choose one option. Flee. You struggle and fray away, but not before you lose 3 HP at the hands of the preacher captain. Fight and begin combat. I think we just fight him, to be honest. Yeah, I forgot to say who was going to go first, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to fight him anyway. So let's give him a fist, a wisdom, and a cunning. So let's have the Miller roll first. Gets a cunning, so that removes that. The Abbot gets a cunning, first. Who gets a wisdom again? And I'm going to say that's a fist, and the miller gets the final fist and defeats the putrid captain. Okay, he's been defeated. We gain 1 item card. Distilled wisdom. Discard to apply a single wisdom anytime. Who's the most wise? You're wise, so the miller shall have this. And I think the abbot will use the stale loaf of bread immediately to go back up to 18. Okay, let's move on to the next guy. Let's pick the miller to go first. This nobleman seems out of place wandering the bowels of the castle. He offers a reward if you do not tell anyone you have seen him. As you talk, he covers his nose, visibly disgusted by you. As a group, choose one option. Aid. You agree, and he rewards you. Draw an item card. Attack. You try to rob him and fight, and he fights back with dazzling swordplay. Begin combat. If you survive, draw an item per player. Okay, so we could just get a free item card, or we could try and fight him and get 2 items. I think we do the latter. I think we try and fight him and get 2 items. Okay, so he has a cunning and a random trait, which is a might. So let's have the abbot fight first. He blocks and gets 2 might. So the miller go next. Who gets the cunning? So that paid off. So the nobleman's been defeated. And we get 2 items, 1 per player. A rotten shield. Whenever you will lose HP and reduce the amount by 1 down to a minimum of 1. And another rotten shield. Okay, so we should swap these about. Let's give the abbot the replication stones. Okay. Right, the shield's really good, so that's, yeah, it's bad shuffling on my part that we got 2 of those in one go. Alright, let's turn over the next chapter card. As you pass an ornate mirror in this bedchamber, twisted versions of yourself step through with murderous intent. You become separated and must fight alone. Miller goes first. Each player must roll their die twice and place corresponding chapter die in front of them to represent their doppelganger. Place only 1 die for each double rolled. Begin combat. Combat special. No one can rest until their doppelganger is defeated. They may then either rest or help another player defeat theirs. By aiding, another takes damage as normal and must declare the aiding before they roll. Right, so only place 1 die for each double roll, so we get 1 of that. 2 of those, right. I guess it's so you didn't think that you were then putting free chapter time. That's fine. And then the abbots. so we'll have the Miller fight first. Gets one hit, and then receives a hit, 1 damage. Miller rolls again, and gets the other gunning. It's the abbot next. Who blocks, but gets. So that's fine, they don't do any damage to us because we blocked. Oh, you can help, can't you? Okay, so we'll assume we'll take damage there. 17, and then this turn the Miller's gonna help fight with the abbot. So the abbot's gonna roll. Gets 1 wisdom. We'll roll and see if we have to use it to still wisdom. No, we don't have to. Okay. So that's the 2nd wisdom. Alright. That was spooky. Fighting ourselves. I don't know if we would draw items for that because it's not a traditional combat per se. I'm just gonna assume that we don't. Oh, I didn't use that. Okay. I'm gonna choose the abbot to go first. You wipe dust from the lid of a large tomb, hoping to read its inscription. At your touch, the lid slides open and a giant knight rises, bellowing that you should not have disturbed him. As a group, choose one option. As you run, you are hacked by the Revenant. You lose 3 HP. Fight to begin combat. Combat special. All players may fight as normal, but you are the only player the giant attacked, and you may not rest. So he only hits you. So only attacks the abbot. Okay. Alright. Yeah, let's have the Millers out once. Let's have the Millers sit out once, and then the abbot will fight once. Okay, so the abbot gets 1 damage, and the Miller is back up to 16. Nope. So he does 2 damage, but because of the shield we only lose 1. So 16. Okay, Miller's back in this fight, so the Miller will go first. And gets the might. Alrighty. The Death Knight is defeated. Let's draw an item card. Brew of Might, and discard to apply a single might at any time. Just have to get rid of that because the shields are definitely better, more use in the long run, and we don't know what we're going to run into. So, alright, let's turn over to the next chapter card. This passage takes you past dark, unlocked cells. From inside, the sound of bony hands clutching steel is unmistakable. As a group, choose one option and begin combat. Charge them, lure them out. So if we charge them, they do more damage, but they only have 1 HP. And if we lure them out, they have more HP, and they do. I think we just charge them because we've got the shield, so. So it's a random trait. Which is a wisdom. So we're gonna charge them, and then the abbot's gonna fight first. Gets a cunning. And the miller gets a cunning. We're just gonna discard. You're gonna use the distilled wisdom potion. Discard to apply a single wisdom anytime. And then we win the fight basically, because that did not go to plan. So we fight the skeletons. And what's our item card? Partially rotten apple, restore 1 HP. Okay, I'll use that immediately. Give that to the miller. Okay, let's turn over to the next chapter card. The abbot shall go first for this next encounter. Hurrying into this candle-lit chamber, you interrupt a sacrificial ceremony. A robed man in a death mask declares that you two must now be sacrificed. Begin combat. Combat special. You are overcome with fear. Any doubles you roll this chapter count as singles and you cannot block. Okay. That's not great, but sure. Nasty, nasty death cult. Okay. Right, let's have the abbot go first. And gets a fist, which is rubbish. Well, the miller goes next. The miller gets a fist as well. So, both characters take 1 piece of damage because they have shields. Okay, abbot strikes again. Gets a cunning. The miller strikes again. Gets a might, so we lose more damage. 14 and 15. The abbot strikes first. And the miller. Oh boy. It's 13 and 14. The abbot now attacks. Gets a cunning, or wisdom, sorry, finally. And the miller does not, so we all lose 1 damage again. 12 and 13. The abbot will strike again first. And gets the final hit point. Those guys are tough for some reason, because we kept rolling the wrong things. Alright. Get 1 item. Effervescent evasion. Whenever you would lose HP, discard this item to lose none. Okay, that seems pretty good. We'll keep that for now. Okay, let's move on to the next chapter card. The smell of manure is thick as you enter this chamber, flanked by wooden animal stalls. An agitated beast of burden has broken free of its pen and now blocks your way. It is cornered, mighty horns ready to gouge anyone who gets close. Begin combat. Combat special. Each round when it attacks, this creature deals an additional 1 HP of damage to any players who hit it. Oh, okay. So that's a cunning and a random trait, which is 2 cunning. Each round when it attacks, this creature deals an additional 1 HP to damage to players who hit it, right? Okay, so the miller will go first. Very good. Gets 2 cunning and kills the beast immediately. Bullets down. I'm just going to use that immediately and put the abbot back up to first. You interrupt a beastman devouring a fresh kill. He raises his head, sinew dangling from his gore-smear mouth, then charges. You must try to roll might or a double in one attempt. Success, you quickly react and dive aside. Begin combat. Failure, you are slammed to the floor. Lose 2 HP. Begin combat. Right, I need to roll a might or a double in one attempt, which is not great, but we'll see how we do. Hey, here we got might and a double, so we don't lose any HP and we fight the Beastman. And a random trait. Okay, let's have the Miller attack first, isn't it? Cunning. It blocks and it's 2 fists, so we get rid of that. The Abbot next. Also blocks. Okay. Right, so both block. Take no damage. The Miller will attack first again. And gets a cunning. The Abbot will attack next. And also luckily gets a cunning, so we defeat the Beastman without taking any more damage. Warped Cudgel. One spare round of combat, when you roll might, you may roll again and choose which of the 2 results apply. That seems very good. To be honest. Difficult though whenever you roll 2. We could. This is still also very good. We'll take the cudgel, just because I've not tried it before, and get rid of the potion. The shields are generally better, because they, over time, will protect you against damage, whereas that potion's a one-off. Alright, let's move on to the next chapter card. The Miller will go first for this round. At the end of this passage is an old stone well. As you reach in to test the water, it flashes into a violent torrent. You have disturbed a malevolent spirit. Begin combat. Combat special. You are incapacitated for the first round of combat, during which you do not fight and you may not rest, but still do damage as normal. You recover at the beginning of the second round. Okay, let's get this guy. So the Miller's out. And the Abbot shall fight first. The Abbot gets a cunning and takes 1 damage, and so does this guy. 12 and 12. Okay, the Miller comes back. Let's have the Abbot fight first. Gets blocks and takes the might. The Miller gets the cunning. Alright, nice. So the war demon has been defeated. Liquid luck. Discard to reroll your character die, applying only the second result. Let's get rid of that. Let's move on to the next chapter card. And I nominate the Abbot to go first this time. You stumble upon a recently vacated card room. A pot of steaming broth simmers on the stove, and a fire still smoulders in the grate. You hear the angry sound of voices. The sound of angry voices and footsteps heading your way. You grab what you can before slipping away into the darkness beyond. Draw an item card. Alright, that's pretty easy. Restore HP to all characters. Wow. fight again first. This passageway suddenly fills with harsh whispered curses. Flames leap from the wall-mounted torches to take on the form of a demonic warrior, tongues of arcane fire surging from his charred skull. As a group, choose one option. Flee, you escape, but lose 2 HP, dashing through the fire. Fight, begin combat. Combat special, however, deals the final blow, loses 1 HP as the demon vanishes in a burst of flame which cannot be blocked. Okay. Alright, let's have the abbot go first. Whenever you roll a single, it counts as 2 singles of that trait, so we get rid of these 2. Cunning. And the Miller fight next. Obviously we're fighting, sorry. Okay, so that's not helpful, so we don't win the fight. The Miller blocks, but the abbot does not, so the abbot takes 1 damage. The abbot's gonna fight first again. And blocks. The Miller will fight. Miller did not hit it, so the abbot blocks, Miller doesn't. Oh, Miller takes 1 damage now. Fight again. The Miller will attack first. And blocks. And he gets the wisdom. We get 1 item card. Rusted Flail. So I might swap the cudgel out for the Rusted Flail, because the Rusted Flail does the same thing as the cudgel except with cunning, and this character's more chanted with cunning, so that's probably better. I could have both, but I feel like that's probably a terrible idea, because the shield's been doing the legwork keeping my guy alive. Okay, let's move on to the next chapter card. Okay, so let's turn over the next chapter card. You ascend a narrow spiral staircase emerging onto a windswept bell tower. As you cross the tower, the bell swings into life, its dreary pale, shaking your very bones. Any player who cannot roll wisdom or a double in 1 attempt loses 2 HP as the sound begins to drive them insane. Abbot will roll first. The abbot roll wisdom so he doesn't lose any damage. And the Miller also roll wisdom, lose any damage. That's really fortunate. Okay, let's move on to the next chapter card. The Miller will go first for this combat. Let's turn over. Jeez, you sense something strange in this chamber. There is a sudden drop in temperature and the air grows still. Then you see it. As a group, choose one option. Flee and inspector steals part of your soul and you lose 2 HP. Fight, begin combat. Combat special, you are terrified and any might you roll this chapter has no effect. That's not good, so you have a fist and a random trait, which is cunning. Okay. Let's have the Miller go no, let's have the Miller go first. Okay, so Miller goes first, so even if I did re-roll to try and get that, I wouldn't be able to use it, so we may as well just stick with that. Abbot which is a wisdom, which isn't helpful, so we both lose 1 damage. Okay, and we fight again. The abbot will go first this time. And the miller. Both lose 1 damage again. 10. The abbot will fight first again. And the miller blocks him. But that doesn't work, so no damage. But abbot goes to 9. The miller's gonna set out and the abbot's gonna fight since he's useless now. And we get the fist. This has been defeated. Okay. 1 HP back on the miller. Back up to 11. That one was scary, that. It's pretty creepy. Okay, we get 1 item card for that. Which is liquid luck, which we're just going to discard immediately. Okay, let's turn over to the next chapter card, but before we do that, let's pick the miller to go first, because he has more health. With a piercing wail, a hideous creature emerges from the darkness ahead. It drools at the sight of you. As a group, choose one option, then begin combat. Surround the beast and attack from all sides, or stay together and fight on the move. So I'm generally, I prefer going for the lower health option, and then there's more likelihood that you kill it in 1 turn. Because otherwise, if he has 4 health, then it's likely it's going to take 2 turns at least, probably, to kill it. So let's go with surround the beast and attack from all sides, since that's a health. That's 2 might. Okay, so let's have the abbot roll first. And fails to do anything. Cunning. Nice. The miller brings it back in. Gets the double might for the win. Okay, so that was good because that one was going to be nasty otherwise. Decayed blade. Anytime you roll wisdom, you may re-roll it. Is that helpful for him? I think we just stick with the replication stones. I think they're slightly better than the sword. Okay, this is the penultimate chapter card. In this sweltering chamber, a blacksmith is forging a sword. He is also absorbed in his craft. Now you spawn an opportunity to steal from him. As a group, choose one option and move on. It's not worth the risk. Turn next chapter card. Steal, nominate the players, try and roll cunning in 1 attempt. Success, you really leave the blacksmith with some of his wares before slipping away. Draw 2 item cards, reveal you're caught red-handed, and the blacksmith turns his hammers on you. Each player loses 2 HP as you retreat. I know it's the penultimate card, so you kind of want a bit of a build-up, but I don't think this is worth it. We've already got a really good loadout. The shields are great, the weapons are kind of useful. So yeah, I don't think there's any point in doing this, personally. So we're just gonna move on. So we've reached the end. We're at the final boss. We're not looking too great on health. We're about half HP. So let's just hope the shields help us out, and the weapons we've got can actually do some hefty damage. Okay, let's see what we've got. Do not read until you have completed the last chapter card. This is it. You have reached the final challenge. 1 last obstacle stands between you and freedom. Turn over now. I'm going to nominate the of the underworld. Get a close up on this guy. Terror of the underworld. Pain only makes me stronger. At the end of each round, if Terror of the Underworld has not been defeated, he grows in strength. Roll a chapter die and add it to the row of remaining dice. Begin combat. Oh boy, he's a nasty guy. Alright. Okay, so he has 1 strength, 3 cunning, and a random trait, which is another cunning. So he has a lot of cunning, and then his thing is roll a chapter die and add it to the row of remaining dice for each turn you haven't killed him. So, yeah, this guy's pretty rough. Okay, let's have who's best at gunning. This guy. Let's have you go first. That's a gunning. And the abbot gets nothing. Okay, so we take 2 damage each. So on 7 and on 9. And then we have to re-roll a dice and add it on. So basically we need to get 2 hits. We need to do double damage each turn to actually get anywhere. Because otherwise he just gets the health back. Let's have the Miller go again. Well, he gets a fist, which is something, and the abbot. The abbot gets a wisdom, so same again. Abbot's on 5, Miller's on 7. Let's get that back. Yeah. The abbot's going to sit out and try and recover some health, and the Miller's going to take the brunt of the damage. Okay. Okay, that's excellent. That's 2 cunning. The abbot gets a health back, and the Miller blocks. But the terror gets damage, health back. Miller goes again. And gets the fist. The abbot gets up to 7, but the Miller goes down to 5. We're now going to have both characters fight again. Miller blocks and gets 2 damage. Abbott also blocks, so no damage is taken, but the terror gets a health back. The abbot will fight again. Both characters will fight again, actually. And he blocks and gets rid of that. The Miller fights once again. Okay, we do get 1 down. Whenever you roll cunning, you may roll again, so we'll keep that. But Miller loses 2, so he's on 3, and the abbot blocks. Health back for the terror, which is a fist. The abbot will strike again and gets the cunning, and the Miller gets the fist. Oh. And well, the terror of the underworld has been defeated. So we have successfully escaped that was really tough. That was at the end there. Yeah, we got quite lucky. I think because we were fortunate that it was cunning that he had a lot of health, and the miller was really good with cunning because he always had two eyes. There was a point there I was thinking, like, if we don't get anywhere near soon, then we will both die. So that's actually we got quite lucky and we did pretty well, to be honest. The shields obviously extremely good, just because if it's free damage every turn, we would have probably died. Like the miller would have had to set out long before, and the shields are just really powerful. So I'll need to make sure I shuffle better. Alright, well, thank you for joining me. I'm just let's pack this stuff up. Move the dice box. Okay, so we'll just sort out our cards. Obviously, boss card. These are all the guys we defeated. These are the other boss cards. Characters. Over here. Just stick all these on top. Oops. Just stick them all together and we'll sort it out next time we play. Let's put this guy back in there. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, give me a like or let me know in the comments and I'll do more Escape the Dark Castle. Thanks again for watching. Have a nice day or night, whatever time it is